of true success. I'm Janice Sanders, and I'm here today with Tim Lowenhop and Alex Rowland. And we want to give you, hi, everybody, welcome. We want to give you an introduction to our course called Meditation for Health. So today we're just going to give you a taste of it because it's so awesome. But today we want to talk about the benefits of meditation. We want to talk about the mind-body connection, how our mind and our body flow together. And then we're going to give you a little brief taste of meditation. We're going to do a breath meditation. And then Alex is going to explain to us how to set up our environment, how to set up a meditation environment. So I'm going to start today with talking to you about the benefits of meditation. You know, there's a lot of benefits of meditation when you use an authentic meditation. And the meditation that we use is authentic. It comes from ancient Asian wisdom, and it's been around for 2,500 years. And it's been around because it works. So when we start a meditation practice, and it only has to start with 5 minutes a day, just increasing it a little bit every day, you can get these results, like a more focused mind. And with a focused mind, you can find that you become more calm, and I like that because I've been meditating a while. And what I've noticed in myself is I have become more calm, which makes it possible for me to have a better relationship, a better emotional relationship with friends, family, and kids, my granddaughter, which makes it really sweet. And because of this better emotional relationship with people and a calm mind, it actually makes it possible for me to control my emotions more. So if I'm in a situation and somebody maybe gets upset with me and starts yelling at me, I'm less likely to respond to anger with more anger. So I see that as a great improvement. And another thing that meditation helps us with, it helps us to be more creative because we're focusing on our mind and we slow it down in a way. Not that we move slower, but we're more focused. So we become more creative. And with that creativity, we're also more capable of finding unexpected solutions to problems that come up. And as we all know, problems are going to come up. But what I want to really talk to you today about is how to use meditation to create good health, because that's our program. We want to know how to use this tool, this mind, for a healthier, happier body. So I have to tell you straight away that meditation alone will not create a healthier body. What we need to do is load our meditation with seeds or causes that are going to create results. So some of those causes for a healthier body would be to help somebody else be healthier. And I was thinking about how we could do that, how we could help our partner be more healthy by maybe making and sharing healthier food, or just doing that with people that we meet, our coworkers. I work in a retail and we don't get a very long break for lunch. But if I bring in healthy snacks for myself and my employees, I'm helping us all to have better health. And that's that's a cause that's going to create a result in the future. So what we like to call these causes is it's a seed. It's a seed that we've planted that's going to end up in a result. Just like if you were going to plant a pumpkin patch or something, you've got to put a pumpkin seed in the soil. You've got to water it. It gets sunlight and fertilizer and it grows. And that's where meditation comes in. We've planted the seed by helping someone else be healthier. And then we take this meditation tool, and that's what waters the seed. We take the object of our meditation to see a healthier us, and we water those seeds of having helped someone else be healthier with our meditation because we're happy about that happiness and we're focusing on the object that's going to make the result of us having a healthier body. And we're watering those seeds so that they grow fast and strong. If we do something to help someone else and we don't water the seed, it's not going to ripen. So that's where meditation comes in. We water the seed with our meditation. And that's just a brief taste. In our longer course, we go into greater detail and break it down for you. And we give examples, live meditation examples, recorded meditation examples. And up next, Tim's going to explain to us how the mind and the body are connected. So, Tim, come on board.
Thank you, Janice. Thanks for such a wonderful introduction. So one of the first things that meditation teaches us is that there is a deep, deep connection between this physical body and our mental body, right? And in that connection, it seems pretty obvious, right? It seems obvious to us, right? If I'm feeling if I feel sad, my mind somehow like I can actually feel that in my body, and then there's a connection with my mind. Or if I start thinking about things in a certain way and creating stories about them, there's then a deep connection between those stories and my physical body. And what I mean by that is that if we can unravel those pieces, they seem to go so close together that we don't have the tools to maybe separate them a little bit. And by separating them through meditation, by utilizing our mind, by utilizing our body in meditation, then we start getting more control over things. Like as Janice said, she was talking about emotional control, where if something happens in our work life and someone gets upset with us or starts yelling at us, usually we just react right away. Well, I do anyway, right? I do. And I'm like, why is this person yelling at me? But through meditation, we can start creating more space between the person yelling and our reaction. And normally what happens to me when someone starts yelling is when I start reacting immediately, I can feel the anger in my body. I can feel I can feel my throat constricting. I can feel my face get red. I can feel my body get tight. And so my body is reacting and then my mind's reacting. Or is it that my mind's reacting and my body's reacting to that? Right? So what I'm going to talk about briefly is how we can start separating and creating more space. The hair is kind of sticking up. Creating more space between moments. So if someone does get upset with us, or we get upset with them, maybe that's something that's happening. And that's on the negative side, but also on the positive side. If something great happens, or maybe someone walks in the room that you have strong positive emotions for, maybe you care about them deeply, or maybe you have a crush on them, for example, right? Then you have these reactions. And oftentimes they're not conscious reactions. And then we start behaving in certain ways that maybe we want a little bit more control over. So in this course, we're going to go deeper into how can we create more spaces in those moments, so then we can show up as the best version of ourselves. So when we think about our body and mind, there's different layers to it. And there's basically one main layer that we're going to discuss today between the body and the mind. And we're going to call that simply the breath. Where, for example, if someone is yelling at me, someone says, "Oh, count to 10. Okay, I can count to 10 before I respond." Or someone says, "Take a deep breath before you respond." Or if I become habituated to the idea that when something happens, I take a deep breath. Then you've created, just on a physical level, seemingly, just on the physical level, a little bit more space between the incident and your reaction, just by taking a breath. But then there's something deeper going on that we're going to learn about in this course. That if you can start utilizing that breath with intention, then you can start affecting your own body and your mind. So what Janice was saying in the beginning is it's not as though breathing has any power in it, right, Janice? Sometimes you can take 10 deep breaths and still be freaking irritated, right? And it doesn't solve anything. But if you have the seeds for it to do something for you, and you can understand the relationship between your breath and the reaction in this body, and then also the reaction in your mind, then you can utilize it in a way to affect and create outcomes that maybe you weren't expecting. And we also know that, for example, that when we have moments of negative emotions, it does negatively impact our health. We can see that with people who are angry all the time. They exhibit certain kinds of health issues. Oftentimes they have heart issues, blood pressure issues, oftentimes have heart attacks early in life. And if you can learn how to navigate those things, if that's one of your problems, the breath can be a doorway into it. And then on the other side of it, the breath also gives us access to what's going on in our mind. And what I mean by that is that our mind is also this sort of uncontrollable monkey that's moving from thought to thought, from thought to thought. It goes here, the attention goes here, the attention goes there, it goes over here. And we really don't have access to moving it to where we want to. And so the breath becomes our gateway in. So not only can we use the breath to calm the body, by getting to a calm body, then you can start moving into a calmer mind. So when we start meditation, typically that's where we begin. We begin with the breath. Just focus on the breath. And then we start finding out where we might find resistance in our body. And then we start listening to our mind. And if your mind is anything like mine, just slowing down the breath has no relationship to slowing down my mind until you have the seeds, right? Until you have the seeds that will teach you how to plant, that through a good breath practice could then slow down your mind and slow down and create that space in between thoughts where maybe you can start directing your mind to where you want it to go. Maybe you can start using it to have more creativity. You could be using it to have a more innovative mind, to create ideas at work, to solve problems in the office, or even solve problems in your own relationships. Instead of reacting immediately, it gives you a space in between your thoughts to then guide it towards something that maybe is more productive for you. So that's just a little sales pitch. There's so much more to it. So I'm going to move over and send it back to Janice, and she's going to give us a little bit of a taste of what this meditation on the breath might look like.
Thank you, Tim. That was great. Okay. So Tim has told us that we have to have a cause for our breath meditation to actually calm us down. And he's right. And I think a cause for that would be to help someone else be calm. And he also mentioned that this is a warm-up meditation. It's a warm-up meditation to get us ready for the real meditation, where we put an object in front of us, the object of our health, in fact, in this course. So let's go ahead and let's just get a taste of this breath meditation, and let's set an intention. Let's set an intention of our breath to calm us down. It's always good to set an intention before we do something, and let's just do it. Okay, so what we want to do first is, if we're in a chair, we want to come to our seat and sit up straight, have our feet flat on the floor. And I like to I like to kind of loosen up my shoulders, roll them back, because if you have any tension or stress, as we now know, the mind and the body are related. We can feel tight in our neck because of the stress in our mind. So this will help loosen us up a little bit. So, just loosen that up. And then I like to pull my lower abdomen in because it helps straighten my back. And this is a breath meditation. And the straighter we sit, the easier the breath is going to flow. It's going to flow more deeper into our abdomen, and we'll exhale more deeply, cleansing breaths. So when you're all set there, your shoulders rolled back and level, your chin, head level, straight, not to the left or right. Bring your hands to your lap in a relaxed way. And then you can gently just close your eyes, and we're going to focus on our breath. And we're going to start with we're going to inhale first, but we're going to start counting our breath with the exhale. We're going to kind of do it backwards from the way we would normally do it. So the exhale is the first part of the breath, and the inhale is the ending part. So let's go ahead and try to get 10 breaths where we don't let another thought interrupt us. Okay? So go ahead and close your eyes. And let your tongue rest gently behind your front teeth. Go ahead and take a long exhale through your nose. And inhale through your nose also. And just a tip, something that helps me focus on my breath is to feel it at the tip of my nose. Feel it moving the nose hairs. Feel the cool air coming in and the warm air going out. Now we'll start to come out. I like to finish with a couple of deep breaths, exhaling longer than the inhale. And if you feel more relaxed, on that exhale, imagine giving that relaxed, calm feeling to the people around you. Just give it away, the goodness that you've just done. And imagine the people that you know just receiving that gift and feeling the same calmness you feel. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and stretch a little. I really enjoyed that. I really feel more relaxed and calm. The mind-body connection. My mind focusing on my breath has created a calmer body. I feel really great. Now, the important thing we want to learn next is a brief taste of how to set up your outer environment to have a really great spot where you'll feel comfortable meditating. And Alex is going to explain that to us. So thanks, Alex. Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, Janice and Tim. It's great to be here together. We had a lot of fun creating this level together. So it's nice to be together again. And Janice, thank you for leading us in a taste of breath meditation. Some of you might have felt calmer after focusing on the breath for about 3 or 4 minutes. Some of you might have felt a lot of agitation in the mind. So as Tim said, just breathing deeply and even trying to focus on your breath doesn't guarantee that you're going to have any good results. So in my segment, I'm going to be giving you some tips and some things that will hopefully make it easier for you if you try to meditate, or if you already do meditate, things that you can try out on your own and see if they help. So the first thing is the outer environment. The environment that you meditate in, if you're a beginner especially, affects your meditation. If it's very messy, if you try to sit down in the middle of your messy office or your messy living room, actually that outer mess and chaos has a subtle effect on our mind. So it goes back to how the mind and the body are connected, and now extending it even to the environment. So a chaotic environment is going to create chaos in the mind, maybe, depending on your mind. So we'll try to set up an environment that's calmer, clean. It's nice to have an environment that's attractive to you as well, by putting a flower out or something that you enjoy seeing. You can meditate anywhere. You can meditate at your office, at your desk. You can meditate on a park bench. But just keep in mind that if you can make a peaceful, more quiet, more inviting environment for yourself, then your mind will probably be able to relax and calm down a little bit more easily. But you could set up the perfect environment, and still the thoughts in your mind could be very busy, or even the thoughts in your mind could be creating anxiety or stress, which is the opposite of what we want to do. We know that for health, reducing our stress is going to be helpful. So everything starts with the mind. What we say or what we do is going to spring from what's coming out of our mind first. The cool thing, and we go into this in the level a lot more, is that what we say and what we do affect what arises in the mind. Because we have these thoughts coming up in the mind and we don't really have control over them. Once a thought starts to arise up out of your mind, you can't push it back down, right? It's already ripened, we say. What words and actions can we take to affect our mind to be calmer? Well, there's one really cool seed. There's a lot of them. And, just trying to be kind to other people is going to be really one of the main things. But there's a specific action and way to use our words, and that is to try not to disturb other people. Try not to wake up your partner when they're napping. When you see someone reading or they're involved in a book, I'm guilty of this all the time. When I want to talk to somebody, I don't pause to think whether they would like to be interrupted at this moment or not. Even in traffic, if you pull out with your car and you decide, I think I can fit in before this next car comes, right? And so you kind of pull out fast. Well, the driver who you are cutting off, they may see you as cutting them off. Maybe you thought you made a cool, quick move, but that might cause that driver to feel startled, agitated and even angry. So there's a lot of little ways that we can watch ourselves during the day. And so this is the inner environment. We're creating an inner environment by not disturbing other people, trying not to disturb their minds. You can make a fun game out of just that tip. And you might find that there's more times than you thought that you're interrupting somebody or saying something, responding to what they say in a way that upsets them or, disturbs them. So those are my quick tips about outer environment and inner environment. Janice helped us to learn a few of the benefits, this ability to pause before we respond to something, our opportunity to decide how we want to respond so that we're not escalating stressful situations into more stress. We know that stress is a big factor in not having optimum health. And Tim helped us see that as well, how when the mind is stressed, the body becomes stressed and is more prone to illness. When we are carrying a lot of anger, we're more prone to heart disease, for instance. So if we can start to learn how the mind and body work together and how our outer environment, even just by cleaning up our room, can help to calm our mind, we're going to work from all these different directions to have a happier and more peaceful mind, which relates to a happier and more peaceful life, happier and more peaceful body, which can be healthier and stronger. We're going to continue this conversation next week at the same time, 5:30 Arizona time on Thursday. And we're going to go into a little more about how helping others be healthy can benefit our own health, and a meditation that will go into that idea of helping others with their health. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to thank everyone for joining us, and I especially want to thank our team here, Janice and Tim. I'm Alex. I'm sorry I forgot to introduce myself. Luckily, it says my name on the screen. So great to be here with all of you. Do you guys have any final words?
I just thank you very much. Thanks for inviting
Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, tech team. We have a wonderful tech team. Yeah.
Great. So we'll see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in.